Hello everyone and welcome back to Satisfactory, where last time we spent a lot of our time building up this coal power generator plant so that we don't have to rely on biofuel anymore. And I must say it is not bad, but it's going to look a lot better because today we are going to make it look like a real building as per the rules that we kind of established last time, where I have to make everything look kind of good. Because I have plenty of experience making factories that actually work, but making them look good isn't really in my wheelhouse, so that's going to be the challenge this playthrough. And as you can see, I bought the roll-up door and placed it here just to kind of test it out, and I have some half-walls set up just to kind of get a feel for where we're going to start. But we're actually not starting there today. We need to start back at the main base because I have a few updates to show you guys. And actually, not even at the main base. Let's go over here first really quick. So I was going to go back to the sand base that we set up, I think in the first or second episode, and I looked at the map to see where it was, and it's over here, but I couldn't help but notice that there was a SAM node right here. And lo and behold, just up on top of this cliff, there's a SAM node. And it's normal, it's better than the one we had over there. So I set up a really quick constructor for reanimated SAM. It's going in here. And the reason I was going to get the SAM, if we look in the MAM here, down here in Alien Technology, there is Production Amplifier. And I had everything I needed for this except for the SAM, so I wanted to run over there because now we can put the summer sloop into our machines and it doubles our output. And so I set up this constructor just so I can select a recipe really quick and double anything. This is really good for your power shards. You should be doing this with your power shards as much as you can. Protein, alien DNA capsules, it doubles every output. But while I was in here, I also wanted to get the dimensional depot unlocked and the manual depot uploader, which I can't even make any of these right now because I need more steel pipe, and I used it all. Because unfortunately the SAM fluctuator uses the steel pipe, so to make enough to research, I had to use everything we had found on our exploration journey in these two containers. And I also really wanted to unlock Power Poles Mark III, and I didn't have any high-speed connectors. I couldn't find them in the world, and I was going to go on another exploration, and then I realized you can actually research them here in Caterium, which doesn't super help us because to craft them, I need a bunch of stuff that I can't make, and by a bunch of stuff, I really just mean circuit boards, which we did have lying around. But I realized that when you research things, you can go into the Awesome Shop and just buy the parts. So now we can buy high-speed connectors, AI limiters, all that stuff just for tickets. Which is great because that also means that if I were to unlock basic steel production, I can just buy steel pipes without having to set up a factory. Not that there's anything stopping me from starting a factory because we technically can make something for it temporarily until we reach tier 4, at which point we have to start producing them in buildings and it would be a whole thing. But why would I make anything I can buy? Because capitalism is the best. So let's go ahead and select this and get all the materials we need. I also have been having no issues with the power. It's been so great having the coal power set up. All right, we have everything we need to turn in. Push the big red button. And now I have the foundry and I can also make steel products. And I think I can purchase them. Yeah, for a ticket, I can get a stack of 200 steel pipes, which I bet we have a ton of tickets in our awesome sink. Oh. Yeah, so I've kind of been using all of the coupons to buy decoration parts in the shop. And don't get me wrong, it was definitely needed. I got some more walls. I got the roofs, wherever those are. See, some roofs. I want so much of this stuff, though. This just all popped up because I unlocked steel. I bet you need steel to make these things. Oh my god, every time I unlock something new, 2 more things pop up. I need so many tickets. Oh, that reminds me, I think at some point I said that I moved the Awesome Shop, or the Awesome Sink, sorry, up here because the quartz was doing more than the smart plating, and that just isn't right by like a lot. And I've known that since I said it, basically, because I tested it right after, but I never said it in the video, apparently. But yeah, I think that it was one of those things where the graph was taking a long time to update, and so I thought that the stuff that was going in there currently was the past numbers. But yeah, we fixed it since then. We know that smart plating, I mean, the quartz barely does anything. It's just that we have a steady supply of it that I can sink, so. Plus, we're not using much space up here. Down there, it's getting kind of hectic. But if you ever want to know how much things sync for, you can actually look it up. There is just a graph online where you can see what is best at what times. I didn't look at quartz crystal because I didn't think I would have it this easily. So I didn't look at it compared to the smart plating, which is why I was confused for a hot minute. But we've fixed it now, and that's all that matters. Generally, the rule, though, is that the more production you have to do to make an item, the more it counts for, which is why smart plating is so good right now. It has to go through like 2 assemblers plus the initial processing. It's a lot. But the number of items you need to put in here to get a ticket goes up exponentially, and we've probably gotten about 60 or 70 tickets at this point, so it's costing a lot to get a coupon right now. But we'll just wait here for our smart plating to finish sinking, I guess, and then get our steel pipes, and then we'll research the next thing, and it's going to be the best.
2,000 years later.
And there's our ticket, let's go. So we'll just come in here and buy our steel pipe. And now we can go into the MAM and unlock, oh, this is just the Mark III poles. Wait, what do I need for the actual daisy chaining? Oh no. Okay, so for the actual daisy chaining, oh, I just need the computers, I have those. Remember I went on a giant adventure to get these for the radar tower, and now I have extra? And bam, we have upgraded power connectors. Okay, this is incredible, guys. Check this out. So currently this row of constructors has to all be attached to these power poles, right? But with the daisy chaining, now we can turn those off and just connect straight from one machine to the next. Yeah, look at that. It cleans it up so much. It looks so much better. And if we come down here to our power plant, now we can start connecting all of this up together too. So like, I don't need that wire. I can just connect this here. And now over here, I can connect all of these up too. And I shouldn't need more than one power thing. I just need to make sure the first one is connected to that pole, and then we just go down the line. Turn our power back on. And there we go. What was probably 20 wires is now just one. Or, well, I guess it's the same amount of wires, it's just that they're neater, but you get the point. Absolutely incredible. I'm so excited. That's gonna make everything so much easier, and also this has been holding up really well. Actually, I did need to change the coal a little bit, so we'll get up here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I realized this produces 120 per minute, and our coal generators use 120 per minute, so it should be perfect. However, when trucks load and unload, the truck stations actually stop taking product in and moving product out. So every time this stops here, it would stop accepting coal, which holds up the production maybe like 5 coal per minute. And so when it stopped it over there, it was another maybe 5 per minute, and so it was 10 per minute short, which isn't a huge deal, except that it's a major deal. When you're short just even a little bit of coal, one of the machines is going to start going down. And then the whole thing is going to be kind of weird and stuttery, and you don't want that with your power. So there's 2 solutions. One, you can have 2 truck stations with 2 different trucks, and you can have the coal overflow into the other one because they both can't pause at the same time. And so that would fix the throughput, but you'd have to use 2 truck stations on each end. And I have one set up over there, but not over here. I didn't feel like doing it. So instead what I did is I brought more coal from over here in, and I believe it's only 60 per minute, but we just needed a little bit extra. And now that is running perfectly. I think the coal's actually full over there. All of our temporary concrete things are full because I haven't built anything in a hot second, but we are going to be expanding this platform even more than it already is. I just have to get kind of started first. And also we have to build all the roads and everything. Very concrete, extensive project we're doing. But I just wanted to update you guys on all of that stuff that I did because I was kind of doing it off camera, and I realized that there was a lot of little things I was doing to make everything better, so I should probably talk about it before we get over there and start making it look better. But I'm going to come back up here and wait for some more tickets in the awesome shop so I can finish unlocking everything I need for this build, and we will be back to do it. Time to cut another several hours worth of work out of your guys' lives. See you in a minute. Alright, I am back and I've been keeping myself busy. I built up some of the roads and put some lines down. I think that this looks pretty cool. The lines are disconnected, which, oh, well, over here I could put another right angle, but I think the crosswalks look good. I put these dotted lines where there are intersections, and now I'm gonna work on this over here. So I'm gonna probably do that and then come back and tell you what I did, because it's a lot of putting stuff down deleting it, putting it down, deleting it, putting it down, deleting it. So some things I'm keeping in mind, the wall is going to be along here. I have this area to play with so I can play with some depth. So we'll see how that goes. I will come back and show you guys what I did either way. And guys, it's finished. Welcome to our redesigned coal power plant. It's all right. It's not bad for an early game build. I have a few things that I can't do. There's a lot of stuff that I unlocked to use and I actually can't because I don't have steel set up yet. So I have all of these frames and everything. I wanted to put these around the chimneys on top because if you see here, up on the top, we have our power generators actually poking through, which I thought would be cool. And the roof is pretty bare because I couldn't find a way to decorate it very well. I think this is kind of good for just like, I said that like our early buildings are going to be very basic, and I think this is a good attempt at like a basic build. So just really quick, some things that I tried to work on. One, I put lights in here. I gridded this up, and depth is really important when you're trying to design things. So I basically just clipped more and more foundations back and then clipped foundations here, put some lights here. With the lights, if you're looking down at the ground and you hold control, they will actually place against the foundation. I just recently found that out. You would think after 700 hours I would know more than I do. But yeah, I didn't want this to all be flat, so I pushed this back a little bit. I think I used half foundation here. I put the roof on it. Oh, and I don't have, you can't place the double wall outlets through foundation, only walls. So I just have two on opposite sides and I connected them with a wire. And that leads back over here to the rest of our base. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it like that. It would look way better if I like ran it underground or something, but I don't really want to run things underground, so to be decided. And over on the side here, things aren't quite finished. This bottom part, it's so plain, I haven't figured out quite what I want to do with it yet. I will probably try to copy something I did on the front though, maybe some kind of grid or something without the lights. And then I need to finish the windows, but we need to rework our water situation back here first. And on the inside, I went to place lights, but I can't do lights without the steel. So my plan is to place these on the ceiling and then do some kind of grid below them so you can't quite see them, but I need to get steel going first. So for now, it's just kind of dark. But I placed some safety railings here, some windows here. These are just two single windows clipped into each other. One, it helps cover the space, but also it kind of worked out perfectly where they're like perfect thirds. I replaced this with catwalks. I kept those stairs because it didn't quite fit right with the catwalks, but this is perfect because this is like a little underground area and we're keeping this open. So I placed some big concrete pillars there with the supports underneath, and I might have to redo them a little bit because we're going to add more water extractors here in a minute, but for now the placement is good. I really like this underground area, I'm not going to lie. And up here we have the windows. Unfortunately, not a lot of light is coming through. I did keep these the same. I was going to space them out, but then I decided that I was going to leave it alone. And I also did the roof at different heights. So if we add more generators here, these will not be poking through as much. In fact, it might get clipped inside of this. Yeah, so this doesn't go above the roof, which I kind of like, because if I decide to add more generators, I don't have to redesign the roof. Of course, the roof isn't fully designed as is anyway, but what can you do? Same thing in here though, I need to add lights up above and some kind of roof design, but I can't build the lights yet, so that'll be something we do on another day. For now, what we have to do is fix our water pipes because these are clipping with our wall here. I want to place the wall right here. And I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're actually going to run the pipes along the ceiling and come out over here. And then up top, we're going to build our water tower. Another thought I had though was maybe making the water tower here because this is kind of a weirdly sized plot. I'm not gonna be able to do much here. So I was thinking maybe I'll run the pipes underneath over here. There's plenty of space underneath the foundation for that. So we could run them here and then just go straight up. And then the pipes we placed inside of here will just go to our generators. So I should have probably 4 pipes ready to go in case I want to expand this. And then after that, maybe we can decide if we're going to water extract over there or in here for the water tower. But, oh, I just realized that if I do this, okay, I'm going to have to set the pipes up first because I don't want the power to go down. So let's get going. I also Should I move these a little bit? Because, no, I think it's fine because we have this area kind of set up as like an outdoors thing. It's not part of the building in a way. Like, I like that that wall is there because it kind of separates it from the environment, but this is going to go out this side anyway, past the wall here. I'm not going to box these in over here, so there's no point in me putting one over here either. So it doesn't really matter where our extractors are, we just need to make sure that the pipes go up right there. And as you can see, I am using the floor, well, that sucks. As I was saying, you can see I'm using the floor holes here. I said I wasn't going to, but it looks like I'm going to have to put pumps on these up here anyway, so it'll hopefully reset the flow. And if it doesn't, then we're going to have to just have the pipes go through and then clip floor pipe holes over them. And another quick little tip, if you go to do this, you see that they kind of clip together. If you hold control, it will stop them from connecting. So you don't have to make them different sizes. You can just connect them all just like this. And I'm going to be putting 5 extractors in a row here, which will be 600 water per pipe. Now, my pipes can only hold 300 right now, but when I get Mark II pipes, I will be able to just upgrade them and not have to worry about adding the extra machines. And we're just going to place our pipes coming to the ceiling here, and we'll connect them along the ceiling and then add our pumps. I'm not sure if the head lift will get everything to the top of these. Hopefully it will. Let's actually test that really quick. If I place that pipe there and get this powered up, it should start doing its thing and extracting. And so is the water getting to this pipe up here? I cannot reach it. And it looks like the water is kind of getting up there, but this flow rate is super low, which I think means that it's not actually getting that high. It does make sense though, because the water extractor has a head lift of 10 meters, and if these walls are 4 meters tall, yeah, it's a 16 meter up. So how do I want to handle that? I think I'm gonna place a pipeline junction like this and see if I can get these to go into that without too much hassle. Horizontal to vertical isn't ideal here. I wonder if I place this on the ceiling, like I did the other one, then I take a pipeline junction like that. Can I delete this top bit? I can, okay. And then we can just go like that. Okay, so this is what we'll do. We'll have them come across at the lower level so that there's no head lift needed. And then right here, I'll add a pump so that we only have to pump 1 line instead of all 5. Oh, the only thing with this is I do have to use the T junctions, or the X junctions, I guess, cross junctions. I don't know what you would call them, but I can't use these T junctions because they want to place lengthwise through this pipe like this. I'll play around with it for a little bit and come back and let you guys know what I ended up doing. Okay, I have all of the water extractors piped up, ready to go and going upstairs, and I think I only need the 1 pump as opposed to before where I needed 2. I think this is just high enough where it's reaching all the way up to our fluid buffer up top. So I'm going to copy and paste this 2 more times right here and here, have the pipes go around and up, and we should be done with this project for today. All right, we have redone everything. I moved the part that goes up to the end over here as well because it didn't make sense for it to be in the middle for literally any other lane. I keep jumping into the water by accident. Anyway, everything seems to be running. This isn't collecting any water and I don't know why. Maybe it just needs some time. Oh, okay. Yeah, there it goes. The pump turned on. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of time to catch up on everything. I also realized that 3 pumps is going to be way more than enough, or 3 rows of pumps rather. I also had a slight power blip and everything went offline and it was a huge hassle. I had to get biomass burners down here to power on 1 water pump long enough to get enough water into 1 generator so that I could power the rest of the pumps so that I could get enough water. It was a mess. But we fixed it, and hopefully this is filling up now because I am sending way more water up here than I actually need. So yeah, this is full now, and we should be back to operating capacity. And so now I'm just going to finish up this window and this wall, and we should be done with this base for now. And just like that, we have a finished base, at least for now. I think I will come back eventually and edit the roof and maybe make it look better, but for now, this is way better than I expected it to be honest. And we have our roads partially finished, and sidewalks. I forgot last time that we needed sidewalks. That was part of the thing I said we were going to do, so I spent a lot of time making space while I was waiting for other things to finish, like the coupon sink. I need to place foundations underneath of here, but I think that it turned out really well, all things considered. I have to finish some of the lines and all that, but this is a great start. And that is going to be all for this time. I am trying to make these videos to be about 30 minutes, and I have yet to make one that is under an hour, and I think I finally did it. But thanks so much for hanging out. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And next time we are going to start moving things from the upper base to down on the platform, so hope to see you there. Thanks a bunch, and until next time, bye-bye.